So Haven Moses is one of the greatest receivers in Denver Broncos history. He was key to the Broncos' first winning season and turned around a struggling franchise. And he also was a major factor in getting the Broncos to their first Super Bowl in 1977. And Moses' career with the Orange and Blue only happened because of a disagreement over a piece of equipment. His career actually started with the Buffalo Bills in 1968. He was a gifted receiver for that club, averaging over 18 yards per reception in 5 seasons, which is tied for a franchise best with Hall of Famer James Lofton. And he also earned a Pro Bowl invitation while with the team. But during the season in 1972, he was suddenly shipped to the Mile High City. And in Denver, he flourished, even with sometimes less than stellar quarterback play. And when he retired, he was second to only Lionel Taylor in career receiving totals for the Broncos. And he still leads the team in yards per reception. And there have been many great ones to line up on the outside for the Broncos. So for Haven Moses to continue to hold that record more than 4 decades after he retired, that's an incredible feat. He was one of the best deep threats in history. And he also earned his second trip to the Pro Bowl in 1973 while playing for the Broncos. And he finished his career with 448 receptions and more than 8,000 yards in a run-dominated league. And so it's strange to think that the Bills would trade away such a valuable player. But after the Bills head coach Jack Kemp retired, Lou Saban took the helm for his second stint with the team. And the relationship between Lou Saban and Haven Moses quickly soured for one of the most puzzling of reasons. But at the same time, the Broncos had an issue with their own receiver, Dwight Harrison. Harrison got into an argument with defensive lineman and bad boy Lyle Alzado, and he got so angry that he went to his car and returned to the locker room with a gun. Although no harm ensued with the firearm, it caused significant amount of concern, as one would expect. The Broncos needed to do something with the receiver, so they used him in a trade for Haven Moses. And while the squabble that occurred between Haven Moses and Lou Saban pales in comparison to the incident of Dwight Harrison, it is a far more absurd reason to trade away a star player. Now, very few pictures of Moses in his early career are available, but if there were, people would see that he preferred wearing a helmet with a single bar face mask. Lou Saban wanted him to wear a 2-bar face mask. Haven Moses refused, so when Lou Saban took it a step further and ordered the equipment manager to change his face mask anyway, it boiled into a full-blown dispute. And that was the beginning of the end of Haven Moses in the city of good neighbors. He was traded to Denver shortly after that disagreement. Now, the dispute over an additional bar on a face mask was enough for the Bills to trade away their 9th overall pick in his prime. Now, Moses went on to be one of the most prolific receivers in Broncos history and is enshrined in the Broncos Ring of Fame. And it was all caused by a minor adjustment to a piece of equipment. And that is your Mile High legend.